So my name is Decio Correa. Defended my PhD at the end of 2019 at UT in the program of Ecology, Evolution, and Behavior. I was working with like microbiome like research mostly, and now I'm a senior data scientist at IBM. I am part of like a larger team at IBM that we do like internal consultancy for people try to solve like internal problems at IBM. And my smaller like team, we work with mainly with like labor decisions across IBM. So our mission is like to embed like AI and machine learning in every labor decision that IBM does. So a project that's very interesting to me is like the main project that I've been working on since I joined the team is a staffing recommendation engine for one of the largest like business in our company. So when a company hires IBM to do something for the company, so let's say UT hires IBM to take over like the IT infrastructure of UT, for example. Right? We have like a project manager assigned to that project, to that contract, right? And then we staff that contract to deliver what was like in the contract. So our recommendation engine, it checks if there are adjustments that we can do for the staffing to still deliver for the client in the excellence that we do, but if there are adjustments that can be, for example, like maybe we can cut costs like in this area, increase costs in this other area, or maybe we have like these employees that work like on site, they don't have to be there, they could be like working from a different place. So in a way they can still deliver what we have to do, and ideally in an optimal way that we can like lower the costs for that. So that's like basically like this recommendation engine. And it's very interesting to me because it's not a problem that has like an out of the box like solution. It was like we have this and we have this question, this is what we want to get. We have this data, we have no idea how to get there. There's not like a model or something that we can put there and get to the solution. So that part was the one that's interesting to me, and that's where I kind of leverage most of the skills that I had in my PhD, which is like the problem solving, right? So you have your toolkit. How can you solve this problem in the best way for that type of data and that question that you have? How can I get from point A to point B? And if there's not a solution there wasn't a solution before. So I'm gonna get like this tool that I have and this other one and this other one, and I'm going to glue them together with this other thing. And there's not a solution for this, so I'm just going to write this algorithm that combines like everything. So doing that like creative thinking and being able to think through the problem, do like all the modeling framework and solve this. In this case, this engine has like several like different pieces, so there's like parts of different models in there. It was like very very interesting to me. So it really helps me to understand what goes into algorithm development, how we combine everything, how we communicate with like stakeholders to really like solve the problem that they're trying to solve. So that was very interesting to me. That's the main thing. There's like a surprise when I moved to this role. So like there are so many meetings, especially now that we're all working from home. We have to be connected now. And because of the unique characteristics of our team, that we are like a mix of consulting and data science, we are in constant contact with like stakeholders and other people that to really understand the business process, the workflow, especially in cases where it's like very complicated. There are like several pieces across the organization. So you have meetings with like people like all over the world actually to try to really understand it. So many meetings, and then you try to carve like a couple hours there to do the coding and really get to the problem they're trying to solve. And we also have the team mostly for the data scientists, about like an hour meeting week. It's kind of like a working meeting where we get together because there are people doing like different problems. We get together to discuss and brainstorm and share the things that we're working on. So that's like pretty much my day. It's like meetings, a little bit of coding and more meetings and some more coding. One advice that I did not receive, but I wish I had received, was to do an internship and try to find an internship like early like in the career or early in grad school. And actually, I heard the opposite when I was talking to people about like internship. People said, "Oh no, you don't need an internship. You know how to do that. Those things are. You don't need to learn anything." And for undergrads, I know it's like expected, right? You're expected to do that internship and get your experience. But as a grad student, people didn't think it was not necessary, and actually, people were like saying like, "Oh, don't do that." But I wish I had received that advice because, again, coming back to, I was trying to figure out if I would like be happy doing this job, and also I always had like in the back of my mind, well, I've been working as a scientist and doing research since my undergrad and then my master's and my PhD. That's what I know to do. And even though I was doing data science at every step, I always had like in the back of my mind, am I really going to be able to do this job in industry or not? And am I going to be happy? Am I going to like that? Does that align with my career goals or not? So doing an internship and seeing from the inside was very important to me. Uh, First, because oh yes, I can really see myself doing this for many years, and I can see my skills. I can use my skills. I can do this type of work. So that was very important. And besides that, there's also like the experience that you get, right? That you can put in your resume that you did something else. So trying to do an internship early as possible, so you can really like see if that's something that you want to switch to or not. It was very valuable. And I know there are not many companies that offer like internship for grad students out there, but if you can at least maybe try to be like a volunteer in a company or like a small company that has a data science team, and even if you cannot work on their project, but just like shadow the data science team, like once a week or something. So at least that would be important for me if you really are still like thinking, oh, should I do this transition or not? Am I gonna like it or not? So being like involved was very important for me. Learning how to speak the same language is very important. So translate the things that you do in terms that can be understood by people in industry and can be understood not only by people that are going to be reading your resume, like the manager, right? So like imagine, or other future like team members that maybe they have a PhD and they know that you could do the job, but the recruiter, the HR, they have to be able to read that and understand as well. So, and use like things that can be measurable, that have like impact. So you did this project, I improved this thing by this much by doing this and that, and this is what I use. So your entire chapter can be reduced to probably like one or a couple lines. I did this is what I achieved by doing that. So that really helped, and try to focus on and use the language that people in the industry use.